My name's Abby Cooper. I'm a photographer that specializes in remote backcountry locations. Today, in this video, we're going to go over how I use avalanche bulletins, weather forecasts, and FATMAP, all combined to help me find a safe route to complete my objective in the backcountry. Let's get into it. First thing that I do when I'm getting ready to plan a photo shoot in the backcountry is I check the Avalanche bulletin. So I start at avalanche.ca, pull up the map, click on the region that I'm headed into, and I make sure I do a really thorough job of reading through all the problems, understanding the danger ratings, reading through the details, any special warnings, things like that. It's imperative that I am super comfortable with what's going on in the avalanche forecast. While I'm still on avalanche.ca, I'll go to another resource there called Mountain Forecast, which will be a high-level synopsis of the weather headed our way. Diving further into the weather side of things, I'll use resources like Windy, Spot, Mountain Forecast, whatever you're comfortable with and completely understand reading the models and the radars. That's a great foundation for yourself. Everyone will have their own concoction when it comes to sorting out attempting to read the weather. It's a tricky one. And then once I have all of that in place, I'll bring my weather research and my avalanche research to FATMAP, and it will really help me decipher which terrain will be safe to travel on and where the best conditions will be for the photo shoot. After reading the avalanche bulletin and the weather forecast, it looks like tomorrow we're going to have a bit of cloud, a bit more overcast than I was hoping for, and a few touchy avalanche problems. So I have been cruising around FATMAP to try and find a place that will make the client happy with the photos and also keep myself and the crew safe when we go into the backcountry. So I've decided that a location that has some nice trees for texture and potentially some rock features as well, if travel permits us to get into terrain like that. So I have been cruising around for a while. I think I found a spot that will work. I tossed in a route to check it out, see how long it would take to get up there. And I also played with a bunch of the layers to confirm that this would be a good place for us to head out. So I'm gonna go through that process now and show you what that looks like on FATMAP. So I found this awesome basin nearby. And the first thing that I did when I opened up FATMAP was I went into the layers and I made sure that I was in winter mode so I could actually see what the terrain looks like this time of year. There's some awesome trees in here. Some have better spacing than other ones. We'll have to see it firsthand. But it looks like there's a lot of options for tree skiing, which is great. A great safety fallback if conditions don't let us move into the alpine at all. There's also this great rock feature. This whole face has a bunch of little slotty couloirs. I love that. Options, different aspects, things like that. So to dive deeper into the FATMAP process, I open up the overlays and I click on the avalanche one right away because I want to see where those start zones are. I want to be able to identify where there would be a safe place to park the sled or change gears between shooting and just athlete changeover, a nice safe place to hang out and assess everything going on. So nice to know where my start zones are, nice to know where the chiller terrain is if things are a little bit spicy. The next thing is aspect. So I can use this to help me identify the avalanche problems that I read about, especially if some of those avalanche problems are aspect specific. It just makes it cut and dry what's what, which is really nice. I also love the elevation. It's great for once I do have that route in here, trying to figure out how long it will take us to get up, down, work through different pieces of terrain. It's just nice, especially for travel. And then once again, with the flats here, it can help me find that safe zone to hang out with everyone and regroup. And then there's also the gradient, which really puts the whole terrain together, which is super nice. Another FATMAP layer that's super useful is the custom terrain overlay. So when you select it, it opens up a bunch of these different custom filters. So I can take out terrain that's at a certain elevation. If I know there's not snow there, that could be really useful. I can also select the gradient. So I know that we don't really want to ski anything over probably 30 degrees tomorrow with the avalanche conditions. So I can get rid of any terrain that's steeper than that and I can also remove aspects. So it can really help you eliminate avalanche problems from possible ski routes. Or alternatively, it can help you find the safest terrain, however you want to use it. It's really great and it's really fun to play around with. So once I've gone through each one of those overlays, I usually start building my route, and I'm going to show you just how I did that. For those of you wondering how to create a route on FATMAP, it's super simple. Just pull it up on your desktop, open up the left-hand tab here that says create a new route, select your activity. We are ski touring, and if someone has happened to share a file with you or an existing route, you can upload it here, or you can draw a route of your own. It works super smooth with these waypoints here. Just kind of map out where you want to go, working with the terrain and to where your objective is. I'm just kind of playing around here to show you what is possible, and lock it off for a finish. And now you can save and continue and use this route when you're actually out in the field. You can pull it up on your phone, reference it when you're out there. It can also help you judge how long it is, how far it is, what the elevation is. Super simple. Speaking of offline, you can download any of your routes and any of the zones for where you want to head in the backcountry onto your mobile device and use them offline in the backcountry. No service. Pull it out of your pocket and you'll have all the layers. You'll have the routes that you created and downloaded and shared, and it's good to go. You can check it as many times as you want when you're in the middle of nowhere. You have all these resources right in your pocket. It's awesome. When it comes to using routes on FATMAP, you can also use the community uploaded routes, which is pretty cool to see what other people are getting up to. So you can zoom in or zoom out on a really big area, go into the activities, show all types of activities, or just select the ones that you're interested in, like freeride skiing, resort skiing, ski touring, hiking in the summer, things like that. And you can see what other people have uploaded, what routes they want to share. And the route from today will also be shared on there. So you can find it in my profile later if you want to check it out. So for our photo shoot tomorrow, we're gonna start with a sled access, and I've uploaded that as part 1 for tomorrow. So jumping on a Forest Service road, I've created a route that just follows the FSR up into that basin where we'll start ski touring. So part 1, sled approach, and you can see here at the bottom of my FATMAP screen, it shows how far it is, the elevation, direction, angle, stuff like that. So that's part 1. And then once I'm in the basin, I have part 2, which is for ski touring. You notice it gives me a nice hourly estimate here, 1 to 2 hours, which is really great for managing our time throughout the day. And again, it shows the distance, elevation, all of that good stuff. And then because I know that the conditions are going to be variable, we're going to have to investigate the snow when we're up there, see what's going on with light, all that good stuff. It is a storm day, so always a few unknowns. I've created a couple options for us. So I have a ski line A, which is if everything is good to go, that's our first choice. If we run into some problems or just need to adjust our plan, pivot, I have a line B. And then if things are really hectic, I have a safety line C. So I know that no matter what, going out tomorrow, we will be able to ski something, we'll be able to complete the objective for the client, we'll have a successful photo shoot, we have options, we can pivot if we need to. I'm gonna save all of these routes and I'm gonna download them on my phone. I'm gonna download this whole area on my phone as well so I can reference it when we're out there. And yeah, then I should be pretty much good to go for the day. I'm feeling good about tomorrow. We've checked the Avalanche bulletin, we've checked the weather, created routes in FATMAP, uploaded them to my phone, downloaded the area, and I think I'm all ready to go. I'm just gonna pack my bag, prep my gear, and get ready for an early morning.